So I did the second floor layout completely, recorded it, and then realized that you couldn't see the screen in the recording. So I've erased everything on the second floor except for the stairs, and I'll start over again with that. But now we have a second floor wall here because if we look in 3D, this is the beauty of the stacked wall. See, when we put in our walls, the basement, the first floor, and the second floor walls are already there. So however we move the first floor wall around, that moved the second floor as well. And so that's a nice feature for the stacked walls. So we know the perimeter already of our second floor, and we can see the stairs as well. So we know what we have to work within. So if we go to another view of that, I can see, well, first of all, in your template, we had a ceiling there. So what I'm looking for is this wall right here. I'm going to put a wall on the second floor, but I'm going to draw it on the first. So I'm going to say, draw a wall. It's a 2x4 wall. The base constraint is the second floor, and the top constraint is up to the second floor wall. Although I'm drawing it on the first floor, it's going to appear with those constraints. So let's do that. And let's check, we have a finished face exterior, so that's going to be this wall, and we don't know exactly where it ends, but we'll put it right there. Now, if we go to the second floor, there's that wall. So it's actually drawn on the second floor. If we look at a section through there, you can see that wall goes, although I drew it using the outline of the first floor wall, it actually appeared on the second floor, starting from the base constraint of the second floor and going all the way up to the top constraint of the top of the second floor wall. That's where we wanted it to be. So if we take a look at the second floor now, we can use the create similar, and I can put more walls in now. I'm thinking, let's do the modify trim extend right away, which is the same as fillet. So I'm thinking this is a bedroom, put a bathroom in the middle, this is a bedroom, and then this will all be the master. And let's start with the railing, architecture, railing, and let's put the railing here for the second floor. And what that'll do, didn't get it lined up correctly, so we can move it. So this is actually the stringer, this is the railing, so we'll line this up from where to here. And then we'll take a look at that in 3D. We'll rotate the cube around a little bit, and our scope box will come down and say, I don't want to see anything above that line. So we'll take a look, we'll click the corner of the view cube, and we can see that I put this railing in here. Let's go to the second floor. Let's put a camera in there. We'll go to the first floor to put the camera in. Know that we're taking a picture with the camera in our hands on the first floor. Let's take a look at what we just did. It doesn't look like it lined up correctly, so I'm a little confused there. So let's go back to the second floor. It looks like it's in the right spot, doesn't it? And it doesn't line up here. I'm going to make this like a little loft, study loft. So it's lining up with the railing downstairs, but this will be a floor here. So I guess that is all right. We take a look at it because it's lining up with this guy. So, yep, let's think about that. We're going to have to put a railing here too. So let's say create similar. And we'll build that railing back to this railing. And use the align tool to align the end of, oh, I moved the stairs. I wanted to move this guy, so we'll just move it from where? From here to where? To here. Okay, so now let's go back and look at it again in 3D. So you can see, add a little bit more railing here because this is flat. So we'll say create similar. I'm just going to draw a railing across here and then move it to where it should be. So this railing should line up with this railing. So we'll select this guy. We'll say move it. Revit says move it from where? Right here. To where? Right here. And then let's see. I don't think we'll be able to fill it because we have to modify the path. So we'll edit the path here and we'll just bring it back to there. And okay, let's see how that worked out in 3D. Yeah, so there'll be a floor here. We'll spin this around a little bit. Whoops. So you can see we're going to come up the stairs, hit the landing, come back up, and then we'll have a little loft up here that overlooks the great room down below. So I like that. We can hit escape to get rid of the camera. And let's start out. I know that I'm going to come up and I have to get into this bedroom, so create some. I'm going to need a wall here. Let's measure that. Measure from here to here. And it should be at least 3 feet. So I click on the object that I want to move. Then I click on the dimension and I tell Revit, make that dimension 3 feet by moving the object that I had highlighted. And I know a lot of times I see my students click on the 3 foot trying to change the dimension, but Revit wouldn't know. Do you want to move this wall or do you want to move this wall? So we always highlight the object that we want Revit to move. So let's just copy this guy from where? From the corner right here to right here. All right, let's see if we can, that will be a bedroom. We really need this wall to go all the way across because it encloses the bedroom. And then let's just copy that wall down. And I want this would be my closet. So I'll move it over to here. And we'll put another create similar, which is a wonderful feature in Revit. And then we'll use the trim extend tool to connect those two. And again, I want 3 feet here, a minimum. So let's click on there and there, and we'll make it 3'6", just so we certainly have the room to make it a little more generous, because this is all going to be the closet now. Delete that. That's going to be a bedroom. That's going to be a closet. That's going to be the bathroom. And I think previously we moved, let's move those over 3 feet. I think we put the toilet in here. So let's bring this, we're going to bring this wall down to here. And we want this to be 3 feet wide. So I want to move this wall. So I select it. I click on the dimension, 3 feet. Now maybe this is less. Still make that 42 inches, which is the same as 3'6". Revit converts it to feet and inches. So now I think I'm going to put the closet here. So we'll move this over and put a dimension in there. That distance should be 2 feet. Click on the wall I want to move, and then The inside dimension will be 2 feet. Same thing here. I want this dimension to be 2 feet. Click on the object I want Revit to move. When we change the dimension, and you can see it did move the object. Did I type 3 feet? I think I did. So let's change that. We want it to be 2 feet. So I click on the object I want to move, click on the dimension, and Revit changes the dimension of that distance by moving the object that I had selected. All right, so let's say we want this to go across to here, and we need to get into this space, so let's just copy it over. The dimension in there. This one is into the master. Let's make it a little bit more spacious for now. We'll make it 42 inches or 3'6". And then let's do a create similar. I select this wall, create similar, and we'll just put a wall in right here for now. And trim extend. So I think I want this to be, let's see what it is in this direction. 16 feet. So let's make it 16 by 20, which is a very generous master bedroom size. So we'll say 20. Now I want to put a dressing room and a closet. So we're going to create similar. We're going to come down here and across here. This will be the dressing area and this will be the bathroom. So this will be the closet. We've got everything else. Okay, that's good. Let's do that now. This should be 5.5 feet. Would be nice for a dressing area, but I want to see what's left over. 6. Okay, so that'll be fine. If I click on this and change this dimension to 5'6", I still have 6 feet for the width of the closet, which is fine. So we'll delete that. And then I don't need a dressing room that's that big. I'm gonna put the tub here, toilet here. Or maybe, let's see, create similar. Let's come across here and trim extend these and this. And maybe I'll put the toilet over here and the shower over here and the tub over here. Maybe that'll work. How big is this? All right, I need at least 3 feet here. So we can click on the object we want to move. Click on that dimension and say 3 feet. Okay. It's wide enough. It's a little tight this way though. Steal a little bit of space out of here, but I was thinking that I would just make a toilet room here. So we click on this guy and just drag him down to here. I was thinking maybe we'll lay this out as a toilet room and then the shower here so that the door comes in here. It's still really tight. We put the toilet in just to see how tight it is. We're gonna go to architecture component. I'm gonna search for the toilet, TOI. Is the word letters that I typed in there. It's pretty tight. We wouldn't even be able to put a door in there. So that's not a good one. It's not a good layout. We'll make this a closet, a linen closet, or a storage closet. This is or this could be a bookshelf even, or storage for the kids' study loft. All right, so then how are we gonna do this? Well, let's see what the size of the tub is, TUB, and we'll put a 6 foot, that's too much. We'll pick a different tub. Let's get the standard 3 foot tub, which is right there. And that is a wall-based object because I tried to put it in and it wouldn't let me, but when I clicked close to the wall, I saw that it fit. So let's connect that right there. And let's drag this straight down. All right, so let's put the shower and the toilet in here. Component, let's start SHR, see if there's any showers. Nope, SH, yep. And we'll put that. Okay, now the shower looks to be floor-based, which means we have to have a floor in here. So let's put the floor in, architecture, floor. What kind of floor? Tile. Tile's 1.25 inches. The top of it's 1.25 inches above the second floor because of the mud base. So let's do that. Let's put a tile floor in here. And say, okay. Now we have a floor. Let's see if it will allow us to put that shower in. Yes, it will. So flip it. No, we're going to rotate it. So we'll just put it in like that. It's still selected. So we'll say rotate that object. Or maybe it didn't work. So we'll select it, rotate, and then we just click anywhere and then move the mouse in the direction we want to rotate it. We want to rotate it 90 degrees. So we just type 90 degrees. I think I want the shower head on this side. So we have these arrows, we'll flip it, and then we'll move it from where? From this corner to this corner. Okay. And it has grips. So let's take those grips and drag it all the way down to here. We've got a huge shower, okay? We need at least 3 feet in there for the toilet. So let's see, what do we have? 2'9", not enough. So we'll have to make that shower a little bit smaller. Let's put in a reference plane and we'll say offset 3 feet from the line that I'm going to draw. So I'm going to draw a line from here. See how it's offset that line? Now I know where to, when I click on this, I know where to drag my shower to get that 3 feet. Okay, so that looks good. See if we can select that dimension and get rid of it. In fact, let's select all instances visible in view and delete all of the dimensions because they're just in the way. And now we want to put another wall. Great, similar. Put it here for now. Say we want that to be 6 feet. That's a dressing room. 6 feet probably is enough. And then, right, that looks good. So now here's what's happening. We're going to walk from the bedroom through the dressing room into the bathroom and then come into the shower if we want to. And then over here, we're going to walk into here. We have a closet along this wall. Let's lay out this bathroom now. So let's drag this wall up. The reason I'm doing that is I want to be able to walk into the bathroom. So we'll say create similar. We'll put a wall across here. Let's dimension it to see, we need 3 feet. Click on that wall. Click on the dimension and say 3. Move the object that I had selected in order to satisfy the dimension. All right, let's use create similar. We're going to put that guy right there. And I can see that it's centered it in that space, so that's good. But I'm going to put some more walls here and across. And then I'll just click on those 2 walls and mirror them about the midpoint of the tub. So what I've created here is 2 little closets that will be accessible from here. Again, they could be towel closets, linen closets. And we're going to enter in here. We don't have a toilet to use to create similar, so we'll go over to the component and we'll type in the search box. Remember, the mouse, the cursor automatically goes right into the search, so we don't even have to click on it. I'm going to put a toilet here. And we need another toilet over here. Now we have two toilets. And then we'll put a vanity here and a vanity here. People will walk in through here. Closet will be here. All right, I'm going to save it. Let's put our vanities in. We've done that on the kitchen cabinets, but now we'll do it here. So we're going to do a component, but we'll do the drop down and we'll model in place. We'll put it in the casework family. I could call it dressing room vanity, but I just leave it to default to whatever Revit calls it. And I'm going to do an extrusion. Let's take a look at the constraints. 3 foot is the top, 2 foot 10 is the bottom. Color's correct. So we'll just draw our vanity, which we want to come across here. We only want that vanity to be 2 feet wide. So we select the object we want Revit to move, and we change that dimension to 2 feet. Say okay. Say okay. There's our vanity. Now let's be lazy this time. We'll just copy that vanity from here to here. And let's copy it. Copy from this corner over here to this corner. And mirror that about the midpoint of the tub. We're looking good so far. Okay, we've got well, whenever I stop to look at what I've done, I generally hit that save button. It's a very good habit to be in. All right, let's put an archway in. I think it's a component, and we'll do the OP for opening. There's 1, 2 foot 4. We'll put that right here. Do we have any other openings? We could put a door or an opening into this area. Let's just put an opening for now. Any place else we want an opening? Nope. Now we'll put some doors in. What size door? 24 inches. That's a little bit too wide right here. But I made an 18-incher, so let's hit the space bar. So there's my doors there. Now, you don't have an 18-inch door in your template. So go to door, click on any door, say edit type, duplicate it, give it the size that you want it to be, say 18 inches, and then change the width to 18 inches. And then you will have an 18-inch door in your project as well. Well, let's get some wider doors to get in to the bedrooms. 32 by 84 is pretty good. Hit the space bar, flips it. Let's come over here, space bar, flip it. We like the doors to open up against the wall. So that looks good. We need a door into the closet. Let's do that same thing. Want to flip it. All right. We want a door into here. We'll just say create similar. We'll put a door, hit the space bar to flip the hinge. All of the doors except for the closet doors are there. So let's make these 3 4-footers. Door. Now we're looking for double doors. So let's scroll up. Here's double flush door, 48 inches wide. We'll put 3 in there. Okay. Now what would we do? Here's how we would. This center door should be equal. So we'll say equal. Okay. And then we'll delete it. And then we want these to be equal as well. So let's say, and I think we're okay. Unconstrained. So now all of these doors are good. Same thing over here. We want to put some double doors. We can put wider ones there. So we'll pick the 6 foot wide there. Okay. And then all our doors, except for this one. Let's use that 32, but I know we've used it recently. So down here at the bottom, you have your most recently used door types or families, whatever family you're in. And so I already have it here. I don't have to go searching for it. 32. Now it looks like we have everything we need. No, we don't. We have to get into the bathroom. We'll use the 32 again. Here we'll just say create similar. Put one here. Flip it. Put one there. I'd like to make sure that those doors are aligned. So modify tab, align. We'll pick the center of this door and make the center of that door. So now the doors are aligned. Hit the save. We really only have a couple more things to do. We have to put the sinks in and closet hanger. So let's do that. Closets first. That's easier. And I haven't used it recently, so we'll, in the search, we'll say CLO. We have our closet hangers. The only place we have it going in that direction is here. Click on it and say move. Move from where? From here to where? To this corner right here. And I'll stretch it. It's parametric, which means that it's adjustable. And then we'll just say create similar. And let's hit the space bar, see if we can flip it around. Yeah, we can. And we'll just put it right there and then move it. So we're going to select it, move it from where? From this corner to where? To this corner. Way too big, so we'll just pull it down with that grip. Just a little bit more. And then let's see if we can mirror it about the midpoint of this wall. Looks good. We'll click on it again and we'll use that grip to drag it up to there. So the only other place we need a closet, copy from where? This corner of the wall to where? This corner of the wall. And it almost fit, but we'll just drag it back up a little bit so that it does. All right, save that. This is laid out pretty nicely. It looks pretty good to me. Let's put the sinks in. Architecture, component, come over here, SINK for our search. We're looking for this one right here. I know that it needs to be 5 inches taller than it is normally set. So I'll add the 5 inches, might be in trouble there. We'll see. Put one here, and we'll hit the space bar twice, and we'll put one here. So now we have our sinks in. We have to cut the opening, but before we do that, let's make sure that we're right on the midpoint. We're centered everywhere. So we just hit equal. Okay. Now we'll come over here and do the same thing. We want it centered on this guy. We'll just say equal. Okay. Same thing here. There's an equal. Okay. Now instead of doing it again, which would have been easy, we'll just do this. We'll say align. I have a center line of that, and I'll move the center line of that. So now delete. We can say okay, or we can just hit the space bar. It defaults to okay. Or the enter key. I think the space bar works too. Let's try it when we do this one. We're going to say delete. I'm right clicking to say delete. And when you hit the space bar, that works as well. Delete. All that's doing is the same thing as the OK button. So we've unconstrained it. We have our sinks in. What's next? Well, we have to cut the opening. Let's save it first. And we're gonna select the countertop. We're gonna edit in place. We're gonna create a void extrusion. Let's check the constraints of that. It will cut through the countertop because that's the start and the stop of the void extrusion. We're going to pick a line and I'm going to say, draw the void extrusion perimeter or outline a half an inch away from the line that I pick. So I'm picking that line, but you can see that Revit is drawing the magenta line half an inch away from the line that I picked. Now I want to draw a straight line and it has to be 0 inches because I want Revit to draw that line exactly where I draw it, not offset. So we say, okay, we say cut, and we say, okay. So we have to do that 1, 2, 3 more times. Nothing wrong with repetition. Although when you're watching the video, of course, you can just rewind and see it again, but we'll do it. Edit in place, create a void form, extrusion. We're going to pick a line and offset that by a half an inch. Come down here. Now you, as long as your mouse is just a little bit on the more on the side of where you want the offset to be, it will draw it on the proper side. And we want to make sure we do that. So let's change it to hidden lines, and you can see maybe a little bit better. I'm on the wrong side of the line. So when I move my mouse over to the other side, Revit puts the magenta line where we want it. We said we're going to draw a line, but we have to switch this back to 0 now because we don't want it offset. We actually want it to, well, we want Revit to draw that line exactly where we drew it. Say, okay, cut, okay. Let's go back to consistent colors. So now we can see we've got 2 sinks cut. Let's do another one. Edit in place. Create, void extrusion. Pick a line, 5 inches, and we'll do the same thing again. Draw a line, so now we have to do it at 0. We want it to go exactly where we drew it, not someplace else. Say okay. We didn't cut it, and then say okay. One more. Let's do it again. Let's do another. When I was taking my instrument, my pilot instrument exams, I studied for them, getting a bunch of tapes from the King School of Aviation, and that's exactly what Mr. King would say in front of his, let's do another, let's do another. So he would show us how to, answer a particular exam question, and then he would say, let's do another, and we do another one and another. So every time I say, let's do another one, I am always reminded of my instrument pilot studies, which were very, very lengthy in time. I think there's like 5,000 questions, and the King exams does an example of every single question on the exam, but there's only like 20 or 50 questions on the actual exam, but you don't know out of those thousands of questions, you don't know which one it is. So we covered every single one. It took a lot of time to do the studies for that, but I got one wrong on the written exam. So the studies worked. Let's do another is a good example. So we want to create a void extrusion. We're going to pick a line, 0.5 inches, or you can write a half. Let's make sure we pick the correct side of that line. It's picking some other things, but as long as you don't click your mouse, then Revit won't select it. 0 offset, 1, 2. Okay, cut. Okay, finish model. Okay, we got it in there. The last thing to do, we'll hit the save button, and the last thing we want to do is put the rooms in. So we'll go to architecture, we'll go to room, and we're going to tell the room offset is 8 feet. That'll make sense in a little bit. And now we just put our rooms in here, 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 and here. Okay, so we need to label those rooms, so we'll call this, we'll double click on it. Make sure we have the cap lock turned on. Not sure. Yep. Master bedroom, and your tag, your room tags in your template are automatically calculating the square footage of these rooms. So we said this was dressing. This is a walk-in closet. Okay. This is it's a master bath, but we'll just call it, all right, we'll call it. It's a little wordy. And here we'll just call it the toilet. Let's change this to M bath so that it fits in the room. This will be bedroom number 2. This will be bath. Could give it a number, but we'll just leave it alone. And this would be bedroom number 3. Okay, we could label that too. Well, let's do that. Architecture, room, let's see. Now, notice that it's picking the entire room up. So we're going to go back to architecture and we'll put a room separator in because we want to separate that room from that total space. So let's go over to here and see what happens now when we say room. It's still picking that, all of that. So we'll put another room separator in down here. And it should separate it now so that it's only labeling this as the room. Let's see if it does. Yes, it does. All right, and the room, we're going to call that the study loft. It's to go up and study. Okay, that looks really good. Save it. Let's look at it. What else do we want to do? Nothing more now. We'll put windows in later, but our house looks pretty good right there.